Hi, this is Sunday, October 30th of 2011. It is 7:50 a.m. In the U.S. Central Time Zone. My name is Rita Gehman. Today we're going to be talking about getting the most out of your college research paper study. Now, I'm not going to be talking about things like your format, what necessarily the instructor wants. You should be paying attention to your citation styles. You should be paying attention to the format that they require, making sure that everything adds up. But you don't have to worry about that too much. What you really need to worry about is what you're getting out of the college research paper experience. It's not just doing assignments for the sake of assignments. The point is to learn. And as long as you're paying or possibly going into debt in your secondary education, simply to go to college and get a degree and improve your job performance possibilities, you might as well be learning something. And even if you're in your first semester of your first year of college, you probably will want to actually get some learning done. That would be great. So today I'm going to talk about how to get the most out of each individual research paper. A lot of different people, they find the research paper as an assignment. They delay it. They don't really want to do it. They're not interested in that topic. And a good way to think about this, to actually help yourself, get out of the high school mentality, get out of the homework, oh God, we've got to get this done type of mentality. A good way to think about this is simply to imagine yourself as a researcher, a paid researcher in a research institute, conducting research that you have proposed, that you have been granted money to do, and that you're interested in the objective results, not something that's entirely subjective. You're not really wanting to put too much of your opinion into it or be too clumsy about it, because otherwise you will revoke your research grant. So taking a professional attitude about your college research paper is the best way to go about doing it. The reason why is that this puts you in a mindset of actually learning for the sake of learning, not learning for the money, not learning for the degree, not learning because you have to. Those are purpose-driven learning techniques, and I've found that pretty much all of those across the board are failing people right and left. The most successful learning techniques I've found are the ones that were employed by homeschooling families, and my family was one of them. And that is learning simply for the sake of learning, just finding topics that you're interested in and writing about those. And you'll find that instructors rarely encounter this in students, so you can really get away with writing about topics that you're actually interested in topics that you really want to find out more about, just for the sake of finding out more about them. You don't really have to worry about making sure that the instructor is exactly on board with the topic all the time. They will support the level of effort and detail that you went into on a topic that you're more passionate about, rather than a D paper that they specifically assigned that you're not passionate about. I had instructors in my university emailing me, asking me about my opinion for tomorrow's or the next day's lesson plan for the class that I was in as a student. So, as an undergraduate student. So this is something that they appreciate, when you go the extra step to actually learn something that you're interested in, rather than just something that they've assigned. Typically it's a good idea to take what they've assigned and only go a shade off of that. In other words, for instance, let's say they've assigned a topic on 1840 American history. Perhaps you'd like to, you're more interested in what was going on in Europe during that particular time, during 1840. So what you would do is you would write the paper on America's interaction with the rest of the world, or with Europe in specifically, during that time. so that you're covering their topic as well, but you're also researching into areas that you're also interested in, and you'll be able to cover that in more depth because you want to, not be, you like learning about it rather than it just being, oh, I've got to fulfill this assignment, I've got to get it done exactly right. So be sure and make, this is your schooling, this is your money or your parents' money. This is your debt. This is your financial, not your financial education necessarily, but your life education. And in order to get anything out of it, rather than it just being, 4 years that you work through, but, on which you're wanting to use this as a building block for something else, you don't really care about those 4 years. Rather than them just being a waste of time, because I know that can be extremely depressing when you're just getting through the time period rather than having any interest in the work. Make this work your own. You remember being a teenager, and your style was your own. When you doodled in your notebook, your notes were your own. Your doodling was your own. Your interactions with other people, those were based upon your personality, not the personality of people that you knew. They were based upon how you wanted to interact with them. Even if you succumbed to a great deal of peer pressure, you wanted to succumb to peer pressure. That was your choice. So make education your choice. Make your education, make it fit you. Don't conform to the system set up by universities instructors. That's just a basic system. That's just there to keep everyone in approximate categories. That's the only reason it is there. It is not there to screw you up. Don't allow it to. Become passionate about your studying and your learning, and make it fit your personality style and the way you like to learn and the way you like to do things. Conform your education, conform your college research papers and your research itself to your style and your topic varieties, and your interest in the subject and your enjoyment of college will skyrocket. We all enjoy partying and we all enjoy boozing and having sex, but the technical purpose of college is to be a good student. Well, if you really want to be a good student, don't conform to the system as if that's the be-all, end-all. The system is only there to lump people into specific categories. That's the only purpose it has. If you're conforming to the specific categories, you're not actually contributing to yourself or to the system. You're not really contributing to anyone. So make sure that you make your college research paper about what you're interested in, and make sure you study the topics that you're interested in, not just to make money or because your dad said that this is what you should be doing, or your mom said, well, this is what I did when I was in college. Don't do it for those reasons. Do it for the reasons that you have, because it's going to be your life that you live later on anyway. So make sure your college research paper depicts who you are and who you want to become and what you are interested in. Make sure you conform those things to yourself rather than the other way around. Make sure you conform outside sources and outside influences to your world the way you want them to be, because this choice is what drives motivation and what drives intellectual growth. It drives emotional growth, but more importantly, it drives how you relate to other people, whether they're your bosses or coworkers or family members or spouses or kids. To have complete choice over what you do, and to make sure that you don't conform to somebody else's choices, and that you set boundaries between yourself and others, not only for your own behavior, but for how they're allowed to treat you and how to be with you. If you bring that attitude into writing a college research paper, you will be so blessed by the outcome, because you will be forming your education to your own vision of the future rather than forming your vision of the future to your instructor's guidelines. They are only guidelines. That is what the term means, guide. It's there to guide you, not there to tell you exactly what you should do with it. So make it your own. Make it, this is the way you're able to get the most out of your college research paper experience, is to personalize it and make it your own. And if you have any questions, be sure and leave me a comment and I'll be sure to reply. Thank you.